host, Frank Bauer, where you can get all of your internet marketing questions answered.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to the December 2nd, 2014 Marketing Meetup. And I'm glad to have you on here now, either live or later watching the recording. Let me just quickly have a look that we are, in fact, streaming here. Let me just refresh my page just to make sure that everything is working properly. And then let's get started. Yeah, it's looking good. I think it's showing me as live here. Wonderful. Okay, cool. So today's topic, as I announced it in the email, is the 3 steps that I use and that you can copy as well to stay organized with your internet business. And the question actually was asked by one of our previous viewers. And let me just quickly play back the question to you so you hear it as well. One second, here we go.
Hi there, Frank. I have signed up for quite a bit of your sites, and my question is, how do you stay organized with all the different sites that I'm signing up in, so that I can do this cross irrigation more? Again, the question is, how do you stay organized with all these different signups? I keep signing up for just about everything out there, and a lot of it is yours. How do you stay organized so we can cross irrigate? Thank you.
Okay, by the way, I didn't mention it before. That was Mario. Thanks a lot, Mario, for asking that question. It's a good question, how to stay organized, because, you know, as he said, he's joining all kinds of stuff out there. I mean, glad to hear that he's joining a lot of my sites, but I'm sure also a lot of other sites. And you're probably doing the same thing out there. You're trying out different things. You're using different traffic generation methods, different traffic generation sites, etc. Signing up for information every single day, and you're trying to stay on top of these things and trying to stay organized with, you know, what you need to do. And when Mario asked the question, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let me just put this as the next topic, because I can definitely share with you guys what I'm personally using, the 3 tools that I'm using, 3 steps, 3 tools, right? And that you can use as well. And good news about that is those 3 tools are actually completely free to start. Actually, 2 out of 3, there is not even a way to pay for them. And the third one, yep, there's an option to upgrade, but you know, you could start completely free and use it for quite a while, just completely free version of that one. And I'll also explain to you how to do that one in a different method, different way, where it's 100% free, just basically using your own hosting, etc. Now, let's get started with the 3 steps. The first step is to stay organized, definitely, is to keep on top of all the emails you're gonna get in internet marketing. It's just pretty much unpreventable that if you sign up for other sites, that you start getting emails from other marketers, from other site owners, you know, sharing with you not only information about that particular site that you maybe just joined and helping you to, you know, utilize it better, but probably also promoting other things to you. So the way to stay organized with that one is, for number 1, you need to definitely keep an eye open how you sign up for other sites. You know, what kind of email address do you use? If you have just one particular email address, for example, you have a Gmail email address, that's how I used to start out a long time ago, then you want to make sure that when you sign up for sites, that you don't just getting swamped and then, you know, you log in every morning or check out your email every day, and you end up, you know, finding hundreds or thousands of emails in your inbox every new day. And that's at some point that I was to that point where I was getting roughly 1,000 emails a day in there, and it seriously hindered the way I could do my business, because, you know, you can't just delete them all, because there might be, for example, in my particular case, there might be customer emails in between, questions, etc. You can't just go in there and delete them all, right? So you need to go through them one by one and just, like, you know, become quick in, like, sorting it out. So I pretty soon figured out that that was taking up too much of my time. So I started creating my own system to, you know, organize it in the way I originally did before I, you know, let's get ahead of this. Before I created together with Colin Viral Inbox, and I kind of get to that one more in a second. But let me first explain to you how I did that before manually, you know, simply using my cPanel hosting account. All I did back then is, instead of, you know, signing up for all those sites all over the place with the exact same email address, which is a pretty sure recipe for disaster, because once that email address gets out there and ends up maybe on spam lists, etc., then you can't really do much anymore about it, and eventually you might have to just cut your losses, delete that email address and start all over again, which is a hassle, because then you of course have to inform all the sites where you want to get emails from, that your email address changed, all your business partners, maybe your customers suddenly can't reach you anymore if you change your email address. So it's good to use multiple email addresses. Let's agree on that one first, right? You want to have multiple email addresses that you use for different purposes, so that if something goes wrong with one of them, you can simply turn it off, switch to another one without compromising all the other things. So the way I used to do it originally was that I had my own domain name, and I used for that purpose back that replytofrank.com, my help desk domain. And what I simply did there was that I created a unique email address for every site that I signed up for. So when I signed up, for example, for Aweber, I used aweber@replytofrank.com, etc. These kind of addresses. By the way, I don't use that one anymore. But I just basically used the domain name, sometimes with the .com, sometimes without, and then my domain name, at replytofrank.com. And the way I set it up in my cPanel account was that it was a catch-all, meaning any kind of email address that I created on the fly, I didn't have to set it up internally, but they all were received and then forwarded to in my case back then, I used a Gmail account, to my Gmail account, where I then read those emails. So that's how I did it manually, basically by simply using a cPanel hosting account, setting it up to have all catch-all, and then making a new email address up on the fly as I needed them when I went around. Now, eventually, I get to the point to understand that some people don't want to mess around with cPanel and these kind of things. That's too technical for them. So that's when Colin and I came up with the idea to create a system for that, which is Viral Inbox. And you can see this right here, viralinbox.com. So that's the tool number one that I recommend. And you can, again, like I said, sign up for free for that. There is an unlimited free account. You can get there, a lifetime free account. And that will be probably sufficient for quite a while for you to get started with. Obviously, there are upgrade options to get bigger accounts, to get more email addresses, more boxes, as we call them in there. But more on that later. So that's the tool number one. Now, before I go into details and I show you actually on screen how that works, let me just move on to quickly tell you about the tool number two, or the step number two I took to stay organized. As you sign up, for example, for traffic sites like ViralURL or ViralHost or ViralInbox even, right? Or other sites out there, as you sign up for them and you want to use them to utilize to get more traffic to your websites, right? Step number two to stay organized was to keep on top of those things and not forgetting that to go in there and send your mailings out or do your surfing if you sign up for traffic exchanges out there. So I keep them organized by putting them all on my one resource page. Basically, a page in my web browser that opens up by default when I start the web browser. I mean, often I actually leave mine open, but when I start it brand new, the home page, the one that loads right away, is my resource page with all those particular sites that I use on a regular basis. And I'll show you in a moment how I keep them organized and know what to do when. So what I did for that, basically, I created another system, which is called My Resource or My Resources. And let me just get this one for you quickly on screen here. There it is. Again, the link is, right here, down here, myresource.es. And that's another tool that I created. And that's, again, 100% free of charge. There's not even an upgrade option in that one. Haven't been able to build any upgraded versions or something. So it's 100% free for you to use. And there's no limit to it, the way you can use it. And I'll show that as the step number two, how to use that, how to create your account, and how I use it to stay organized with all those different sites that I have. And little more thing on that one with My Resources, what you can do, and not only just stay organized, so you see where you need to go on a Monday, what you need to do on a Tuesday, etc., and build your schedule that way. But it also can be used as one place that could, for example, promote to the different sites that you have. If you have affiliate links for the different programs that you joined, you can use My Resources to then promote them all at once, kind of share with others the resources that you personally use, and that way, build your downloads in those programs, earn an additional income, affiliate commissions, etc., in these programs. So that's the tool two, or step two, that I'm using. And number three is I'm using what they call extensions. And let me just switch back quickly to my default name down on here. The third thing I use extensions. And now it depends on what web browser you use. Extensions are available for Firefox as well as for Chrome. And I used to be a big Firefox user for ages and years and years and years and years. And just a couple of months ago, I switched over to Chrome. Colin finally convinced me that it's better. And actually, I found that it's better. And the reason why I was able to switch over, because I found now the extensions that I used to use in Firefox, similar versions or same versions, over also for Chrome. And these extensions are the tool number 3 that I use. And they're all, again, 100% free to get. And I'll provide you with links and the exact names, and I'll show you which ones I'm actually using. So with extensions, what they do is they basically give additional functionality to your web browser. Again, like I said, Chrome or Firefox. And I use them to make my everyday work a lot easier. Some of the things that I do, for example, in my resources, you could also do with a certain extension out there. There's an extension called, for example, Tab Bundler for Chrome that I use for that purpose. Or in Firefox itself, it has actually a built-in function which is called the groups tabs or the group tabs. And I'll show that to you in a second. That's the other one that I'm using to stay on top and get certain things done in a better way. Now, so these are the 3 things that I'm using basically. And within the Chrome extension and Firefox extension, there's actually multiple ones that I use on a regular basis. Number 1 that I use in either one is 1Password, extension for a software program called 1Password that is basically for memorizing all my passwords for the different sites, etc. Now, 1Password is a Mac-specific software. So if you're on a PC, don't worry. There's also a solution for you guys out there. So if you're on a PC, you would use a software like Roboform, for example. And if you're looking for a link, by the way, this is the link to Roboform. So that's a PC version to keep on track on your, or to organize all your passwords. And now you might say like, oh, wait a second, why all your passwords? Why can't I just use 1Password that I can easily remember for everything? It's simply, in one word, security. I mean, nowadays on the web, you definitely do not want to use the same easy to remember and easy to guess and easy to crack password all over the place. No, you want to use really secure passwords. And these programs, 1Password or Roboform here, or there's another one out there that's called Lastpass. That's an online service, basically. I personally do not use that one, but Aurelius, for example, uses Lastpass. That's another option to keep in handle or keep on track on what passwords you have and use them and stay organized that way. Have secure passwords for every site that you use or for every service that you use out there, even for your web hosting, for your domains, for your cPanel accesses, etc. But it's also a tool to use this really hard to guess and random passwords without you going insane trying to remember them all, right? So that's another one that I'm using. So 1Password for Chrome, that's the one I use, or for Firefox, or for you guys on PCs, again, Roboform, or if you want to be independent from either one, you use a web solution, there is another one out there called, like I said, Lastpass. Now, the other extensions that I use on a regular basis are, number 1, the Chrome Clipper. That's for Chrome, and I put the link down here again. Have to get used to pointing that way. So Chrome Clipper is another very useful extension that I use. And I'll show you later on camera or on screen exactly what it does, why I use it. And a similar for that, like that one in Firefox, is one called just Clippings. And again, I show you how to find these things in Firefox as well. And then the next one, again, like I said, Tab Bundler for that's the one here. Tab Bundler for Chrome, or the for Firefox, we use Firefox basically using the group tabs. And again, I'll go into detail later. And the last one that I use definitely for both sides, again, obviously, is the viral URL extension. Again, it's available for Chrome and for Firefox. And the link to that one is right down here, the viralplugin.com. And if you want to get, that's directly for Firefox, and there's a link to the Chrome version. Or if you want to go directly there, it's viralplugin.com / and all lowercase Chrome. And then you can get the extension there. Also, again, 100% free. And the function of that one, actually, you just need a free viral URL account. So again, nothing to pay there. And viral URL account, just in case you don't have one yet, that's over at viralurl.com, right at this URL here. But okay, now let's go into a bit more detail. And for that purpose, I'm gonna switch over to my camera or screen share. Just quickly do this here. Where is it? Yeah, this one. Let's share that one. Okay. So let's see if you can see this now. Let me just double check here on the screen, just to make sure that you're seeing this right now live already. Let's have a look. Apologize for the slight delay. And I think I have to click on this. Yeah. Cool. Now it should be on. Okay. Now while I'm double checking on that one quickly here. Here we go. Yeah. Wonderful. It looks good. Cool. So now let's get started. That's the tool number one that I'm using, the resource number one. And like I said, this is Viral Inbox. Let me quickly show you how you can first create a new account if you don't have one already. And let me just sign up quickly. So basically just put your name, first name, last name in here. And let me just see if maybe a test is available. By the way, for the first part of your email address that you choose here, I recommend to use something really short, like your initial or just your first name. So usually I would do like FB for myself, Frank Bauer, or just Frank. Oh, that's available too. Wonderful. Let's use that one. And then you choose a password. And again, like I said, if you would use a password tool like 1Password or typing and talking at the same time is not that easy, especially with passwords. Then I would recommend to use a secure password here again that you then remember with 1Password or Roboform or Lastpass. And then you just need to put in your PayPal or Payza email address where we can pay you. And just choose this one and accept the terms. And let's click on Claim Inbox. And that's, by the way, 1Password in action. It wants to say the password for me. Don't need this right now. By the way, if you look up here, this is the extension for 1Password. It keeps all your passwords in reach, even like things like credit cards, etc. You can save in there securely encoded and password protected on your computer. You just quickly post this. Obviously, as usual, we have a one-time offer here. Check it out if that's something you want. Definitely interesting for people that want to do online marketing more, want to find another way to promote, and also want to have more, actually in this case, unlimited boxes for demonstration purposes. I'm just going to skip this right now. You're going to get a second chance for another offer here. The monthly or quarterly option of the same, basically. Just skip this also right now. And then we are already in Viral Inbox. That's it. That's how easy it was to set up an account. And I'm right in here. Here we go. And basically, all you need to do now is to use it is simply to use a password that is unique for every site. And you don't even have to set anything up. You don't have to add new boxes like with this little option down here. You could do it in advance, create boxes in advance, but you don't have to. All you need to do basically is to go to another site where you want to sign up. And I show that at the example of my resource as our tool number 2. Just right here. Let me just go there. And the first thing is when you go to my resource.es is you need to click this little login or sign up button here. And already registered, yes, but let's create a new account. And now let me show you how I use my Viral Inbox account, for example, to sign up here. So remember I chose FB at clickbankster.com. That's the one I chose there for this example. Now, I would never use this login email address because that's your own unique one and your private one for you to log in only. You should never use that one out in public anywhere. But you create basically a new box simply by adding a dot after your initial part of your email address. And then in this case, I'm signing up for my resource, so call it my resource.es. You can put dots here in the back as well. I'm signing up for my resource.es. And so I simply put my FB, the one that I chose for my Viral Inbox email address, add a dot. And so basically this part here added. And this part can be anything you want, the dot, and then whatever you want behind there. So if I would sign up for Aweber, for example, I would make it fb.aweber at clickbankster.com. Or if I want to sign up for file URL, I would call it fb.fileurl, maybe .com, I could add that, at clickbankster.com, etc. So obviously this part here in the back, you can choose whatever domain name you want to use for file inbox. There's a whole bunch to choose from. This part in the front is what you choose. And I recommend, again, to keep it short, just for making your life easier, when you have to enter them somewhere. And then let's next choose a username. And I'm not sure if test is already taken. We'll see in a second. The password. And agreeing to the terms and conditions. Clicking here. No, one password. You don't have to save this one for now. Okay, the account username is already in use, so make it test2 for demonstration purposes. Let's see if that one is available. Yeah, that was available. And again, one password. No, you don't have to save that. Thank you for joining Virus. Please be sure to add blah, blah, blah to your email client's whitelist. Ensure that you get an activation link. Okay, let's have a look. Now let's go back into Viral Inbox. Let's see how that worked. Now, let me simply click on the logo on top. That refreshes the screen. It's a quick way. You can also click on refresh here, but this one refreshes the complete screen. That's what I usually use. Let's see if there's any pending boxes. Not yet. Still on the way. Let's give it a second or so to get that one. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you click on the plus here to open up the boxes. So you see all your approved ones, and here all your pending ones. Now let's have a look. Now we received an email, and I see the subject here already, but as you can see when you click on it, it's not a approved box yet, right? It's still pending. It's the first email I've received there. So what I just simply do is I click here on approve the mailbox, and I just do this one time with the very first email I receive at a new box. That way, I basically give permission for those emails to arrive in my Viral Inbox account. So let's click on this one here. And here it says to activate my account, I have to click this link. Let's do that. And now my resources account is activated and ready to be used. And you'll see a bunch of resources in here already by default. And these are the ones that your referrer of my resources had in his account as public shareable resources. You have two options here. You can add public information or public resources in here, and private ones, the ones that you don't want to share with everyone and anyone, and that you want to keep for yourself. For example, maybe a link directly to the bank that you use. I wouldn't put that public. I would put that privately in there, for example. So that's what I did in this case. Let me just close the other window here, just to stay a bit organized. The other tab, I mean. Now, this is set up, and if you, by the way, don't need anything in here, all you can do is you click on this little unlock account that gives you the ability to edit anything here. If you then hover over here, you can delete a complete category or delete a resource on itself. And this is basically just to stay organized. Let's just, for this demonstration purpose, delete some of them so it's a little cleaner to start with. We just actually delete most of them, just so I can show you how it works when you're starting out here. And again, you can keep the ones that you are finding to be useful. There's a whole bunch of useful resources in there. But obviously, you can customize it to your own liking. And just get rid of a whole bunch here. And I'm deleting the whole category, so every single entry in that category disappears as well. And should be almost done here. Let's keep that one there just for example purposes. And one more, and the last one. Oh, let's keep the file mail address as well. So now we have it cleaned up. So now, again, how do you use, again, Viral Inbox? You see, that's how you use it. You create an on-the-fly an email address as you need them, a specific box. That way, any email that comes from my resource.es in the future will end up exactly in here. And by the way, if you used another name that is not quite as telling where the email is coming from, you can simply always click on here, choose edit, and rename it. For example, I always like to properly capitalize stuff. Save, and now this box is actually adjusted the way you want it, so you can recognize faster which one is where. So and another tip, by the way, all the new emails that you want will automatically also be shown not only in the box on here, but also on the Do Now that come in. Right now, there are none in there. But if you want, for example, the emails of a particular box not to show up in Do Now, again, you just click on Edit and just untick this box, include new message in Do Now box. So if you have, for example, a mailer site where you don't want to see them all the time right away and do now. You just want to look at them as you have time, and you click on the particular box down here. You can do that. You can so simply, untick this here, click on save, and now new messages show only under my resources, not anymore in do now. So when you start your day, all you do is you look into do now for the urgent stuff, and all the less urgent stuff will be simply in the approach boxes list down here, and you can look at those emails as you have the time. That's another way to stay organized. Oh, and then finally, if you are for whatever reason want to get rid of one of those boxes because maybe you got a lot of spam that you don't want to see this anymore, this particular source, then you simply choose the box and click on delete. I'm not going to do this here because I'm going to keep this for now. Oh, and if you want to empty a complete box, this little icon down here, once you selected the box, simply click on here, and then ask you if you really want to delete all the messages in the folder, if you want to just start off clean from within the particular box. So those are the main functions in here that you need to know, the most important ones. Okay, let's move on to my resources and how to use that and how to stay organized. Let's say you joined a whole bunch of mailers, for example, here, the viral list mailers that are in here. And you want to keep it organized. You want to know, for example, every Monday you want to go in these particular sites. Every Tuesday you want to do that. For example, on a day-by-day basis, for example. Now, how do we do this? Very simply, first we create a new box in here, and you do that by clicking on a new category in here, by clicking on the plus up here to add a category. Now let's call this one, for example's sake, Monday. And you can make this private, so it's only shown to you, or public if you want to share it with others. Let's keep this one private because it's our to-dos, right? We don't want to share our to-dos. Now, you have this one here, and you can add now with the plus new resources, or what you could do is you could move them from another existing category over. Let's do this for now, so it's a bit faster. So you click here on Rearrange Resources on that one, and on that one, and now you can pull them over here. So now you rearrange between those two. Let's say we are maybe using list show. I want to mail my mailing out with list show every Monday and with list nerds every Monday, and file hosts, of course. Let's put this at the bottom there, and file URL, and that's it. That's my Monday to-do list, right? So I put this in here. And once I'm done, I simply click on done with rearranging, done over here. Now I have my Monday to-do list and can see in here, the different sites that I want to go to serve. And by the way, I can also, have them, of course, in a public, and you can have them twice in here, right? You could have them in a public folder where you want to share your affiliate link. And by the way, if you look over here at the bottom, you see that's my affiliate link actually in there. If I click on edit resource, you see that even better. See, this is my affiliate link that this name is actually linked to. So when I share this page with others, and these links here are basically all affiliate links, and they sign up with using my own affiliate account with those sites. So when you share your particular page, and mine in this case, if you click here on this tab, is my shareable link is this one, my test 2, the one that I picked when I signed up for this test account. I could share this with other people, and if they go there, let me just show this quickly to you in the new tab. If I share this with somebody, they see my public resource. And remember, we left the, let me just pause this video here. Remember, we left the to do the Monday private, and you see it's not shown here at all now. So it just shows the public one. So you can share with people quickly your public resources. Let me just close this again. And this one here. So, and that's basically how I stay organized on a day-to-day base. You could also make it week 1, week 2, whatever you want to call this. You can put as many categories in here as you need to use. You can put as many resources under each category as you need to use. And basically, it keeps you organized. Now, what I do in order to keep this in my start page is I get this link over here, the second one, and I guess I did logged out at some point. Oh yeah, by loading the second screen there, my referral link, it logged me out. Let me just get this quickly. What did I use? My resource at I missed the C there. But I used a simple one in this case. Again, I recommend you use safe ones. Nope, don't say it now for now. It's a test only. So now I'm back logged in, and so to get my, actually let it remember it just in case. So to get my start page, the URL to use in your browser homepage is this one. So I copy this, and then I go in case of Chrome on Preferences. Let me just quickly see where it was. Show Advanced. Trying to remember how it worked in Chrome. Oh no, I think with Chrome it was differently. Let me just quickly trying to remember how that worked. Haven't done this for a while, to be honest. Here we go. Show Home button. There we go. And so you can click on Change and then update this with your particular open homepage with the apostrophe right in front of your username that you chose. And then click on OK. And that's the new one then. And let me just quickly open up Firefox while we're at it. And show you quickly how that works in Firefox. There we go. And in Firefox, you click on Preferences also. And I think General, yeah, under General. And then here's my other account in there. And simply save it in there. And now when you open up this, okay, I used here show my homepage on Start. And this is saved, yep. You just close Firefox again, quit Firefox here, and open it again. So you see how that worked. It now automatically goes to my resources page and shows me my resources. And by default, if you're, I wasn't logged in Firefox, that's why I'm not logged in. But if you were logged in before, it will log you in again. And you automatically see all your details in here. Okay, now let's move back to Chrome. So this is about, oops, here we go. Too many screens. Running here on 3 screens makes it not always easier if you want to present. So, okay, that was my the second tool or step that I do to stay organized, to have everything in here. Now, the third one is about all those different extensions that I'm using. And again, like I said, the first one that I use is one password. That's this one right here. It shows me my login details, or the different ones I have saved for the different domains. That has a secure password generator to create automatically secure passwords for you, and you can set it up exactly how you want it to, how secure you want it to be, how many digits, how many symbols, there's special characters in there, etc., etc. And you have logins for your different sites, your credit cards, your safe ones, your identities if you have multiple, usually just one, I guess, for most people. And then that's basically all you have in here. And the same, it works over on Firefox. Am I in Firefox? Yeah, I'm in Firefox. And here it's right here. So it looks exactly the same there. Just go back to Chrome again. So that's the first one. And again, if you want to get one password for Mac, I highly recommend that one. It's over at agilebits.com, or just simply do a Google search for one password and you'll find it right there. Now, the second one that I recommended was Roboform, and I gave you the link before. If you forgot that one, that was over at http://franklike.es/Roboform with capital R and capital F. And that's the PC version. And then the online version is Lastpass. That's this one right here that you can use. And that one basically works completely online. I personally like the other two better because I prefer the passwords to be saved offline on my computer. I just feel a bit more secure. I know that Lastpass works very secure, encryption and everything in there, but I just personally prefer offline version because, who knows, they might get hacked at some point themselves, and imagine all the passwords being stolen. I'm sure they're saving them somehow encrypted, but I just feel more comfortable keeping them offline. That's why I prefer 1Password or Roboform over Lastpass. But it's your choice in the end, which one you want to use. The advantage from Lastpass probably is that it doesn't matter what computer you're at, you just log in and you get your access to your passwords. So that's a bit nicer that way. But then for Roboform and for 1Password, you get iPhone apps and I believe Android apps as well. So you can use them on your mobile phone while you're traveling if you're using a different computer. Okay, so that's the first one that I'm basically using, the first extension for Chrome and for Firefox available. And then, by the way, 1Password and Roboform, there is a fee attached. It's not free, that software, sadly, but it is really worth the money to keep your password secure. But let's move on. The next one I'm using is Chrome Clipper, and I gave you that link before. And that's basically this little app down here. It's called Chrome Clipper. And what that does is basically it keeps organized a lot of little copy and paste things that you're using all the time. And why am I using that? One of the reasons, or one of the purposes I'm using it for, and let me just show you my clippings that I have here, is, let me just go to another folder. And this one, that's my affiliate links. So what I did here, I basically saved all the affiliate links that I'm using all over the place. And that's one place to get them quickly back for me. So I have all my affiliate links for different sites in here. And there are probably some missing, but I have the majority of them in here. Since I started using this tool, I'm adding them all in here. And now when I am somewhere and I need my affiliate link, I can get them really quickly. So I just use the add clipping functions to add a new affiliate link when I get them in there. And then when I need them now, let's say, for example, I want to add here in my viral mailer is another mailer. Let me just unlock my account here quickly, add a new resource. And let's say I want to add the viral URL again because I moved it over to the private one, right? Or use this show because then I can show you the affiliate. I don't think I have my viral URL affiliate link actually in my Chrome Clipper because I memorized that one. I don't need to put it in there. So let's see. Let's put listshow.com, and I want to put down here the affiliate link, right? So I right-click on this, choose Chrome Clipper, affiliate links, and I simply now look for my list show one. And I have them all here sorted alphabetically, so it's relatively quick to find them. List show bomb. And actually I had two in there. Let me just remove the second one. Oh, some spaces in front, let's remove that. So this is my affiliate link. So I got it quickly in there without having to go to the website and look up what was my affiliate link again. And in this particular case with list show, I want to keep it public, of course. Something I want to share. And you could put an optional public description here, what you like about it, why you recommend this show, etc. And you, of course, can put also a private description in there. That's only for you to see. For example, if I have something where I need a username all the time, and if I keep forgetting it, or something that I want to just remember, not passwords I wouldn't necessarily put in here, but usernames, for example, or direct links to certain things that I want to use all the time. So I put them in here, and I can actually link them. I can put text in here and link it to someplace. And that's shown only to me personally with this system. Let me just save this one for now. So now you see it should have shown up at the very bottom. This shows just regenerating the screenshot down there. We just added it down there. And by the way, if you don't want to use the screenshot because it's just too big and just in your way, you don't want to keep it small and easy to use, you can also go in here and simply turn off screenshots for any particular resource that you added in here. And that way it's a little more cleaner, organized. I like the screenshots for public resources. It just gives a better impression to people looking at it. For my private ones, I usually turn them on off because I don't really need them there. So here in my to-do, I usually would go in here and just say, yeah, I don't need screenshots for that. Don't need the screenshot for that one. That way it's just smaller and fits more on the screen, right? By the way, there, do you see this? The description of viral URL? That's something I put in here under public to share. And actually for my particular reason, for now using these for as a to-do list, I don't need that in there actually. So I just removed it quickly. So you can see you can update these things quickly without having to upload web pages or, that's by the way how I used to do it originally before I created my resources. What I used to do is I had a particular web page that I edited myself in my HTML editor and uploaded all the time. That was my start page. But again, like I said, some people don't like this technical stuff. And for them, I created my resource so they have a quick and easy way to stay organized with these things. Your to-dos, what you need to do on what day, etc. And just staying on top of these kind of things and organized. So now this is what I use the Chrome Clipper for. I use it actually for a lot of other purposes as well. So as you can see in here, if you look at my different folders, I have my different bonus descriptions in here that I use regularly. I have see what's advertising, banner ad details. I have different texts that I use for purpose. Even for help desk support, sometimes I put certain text that I need over and over again. For my accounting, ANZ, I have my bank. I have some information in there, or SQL commands that I use for whatever reason over and over again. So these are the different types. When I click on them, I get the complete description. So I want the average email open and click rate, in the SQL database calculated. So that was my command that I used. So just keeping that track, it's not only for coding purposes for programmers like me, but if you want to share instructions, like I want to share with somebody how to do it via inbox integration or via URL integration, I have the text in here. It's predefined. I just get it that way quickly. You can copy and paste it into a location where I need it, and I'm up and ready to go instead of having to memorize everything. So that's what I use the Chrome Clipper extension for. And now again over in Firefox, and let me just get to my right screen here. Keep clicking on the wrong thing. There we go. In Firefox, there's a similar application. It's called clippings. And let me just show you quickly in Firefox how to get those. Because in Chrome I gave you the links how to get these applications. In Firefox, it's a bit different. You go into not the preferences, my mistake, sorry. Into tools, add-ons, and then under extensions, basically. So you can search for additional extensions. And this is the one that I'm using right now, the clippings. And if you want to add another extension, go to get add-ons, and you do a search for clippings. And the one I'm using, let's see if I recognize that one actually here. Might be that it's not showing because I have it installed already. Yeah, that's possible. Because it's installed already, it doesn't show to me. Available. Yeah, my add-ons. See, yeah, because I have it already installed. But that's the one that you're looking for, clippings. So you search for clippings, you find clippings, and get that one. Now, what other extensions am I using here? In Firefox, the other one that I use instead of the tab bundler that I use over in Chrome. In Firefox, I don't need to use that because it's a function that's built into Firefox by default already called the group tabs. And you find this one up here. Let me just click on that one here. And what it does is basically you can create multiple groups of tabs that you want to open in one go. Now, these are the two. Let's open a new one here. Just quickly. There we go. Here's a new one that I opened, and you can put multiple pages there that you want to switch back and forth between. Let's actually go to that one here. Go here quickly to Google or something to show the difference. There's Google here, and then there's the add-ons manager that I open in my resources. And if I want to switch back from this, just see this one to the other one, just go here on the choose this one here, and now these other two are open. So I can switch really quickly back and forth. And if I close them completely, let me see, quickly check on that one, and open a new tab. There we go. If I go back to the tabs here, actually, it's, oh yeah, wait a second, that deletes them in here. So you shouldn't close them all at once. My mistake. Okay, anyway, so you can keep track of this in here by switching between different groups. And why am I using that? I have one group in here in Firefox, or I used to have one group here in Firefox when I still used Firefox, where I had all my current tasks in there, my current project I was working on, the different windows open that are related to that. And then I also had in there my tabs for my help desk, for my different admin areas of my different sites, etc. So I had everything organized in one tab, and then I had a different tab for the purpose of blogs. For example, I had my different blogs in there, and my tool to get videos, YouTube videos properly embedded into those blogs. I use a specific tool for that, and had that in another tab in here, or another group in here. And then I had a third group in here with promotions. And let me show you how I did that over by example of showing you how I do that over in Chrome. Let me just move back to Chrome quickly. So now in Chrome, what I do, instead of having those group tabs there that we don't have here, I use another extension called the Tab Bundler. And I gave you the link to that one before. The Tab Bundler is the extension that I use for that purpose. And if you click on it, you basically see different bundles, aka groups, over in Firefox, right? So like a different group for each one. The advantage here is if I close everything, they are still there. So it's a good thing, as you saw over in Firefox, when I closed everything and I said to close them all, and I confirmed that, it actually removed them also from my groups, which is not good, of course. You don't want to do that, right? So here I have them actually permanently in here. and I can get them at any time back. And so I have a set here, for example, my current projects. That's the one I was referring to with my different login pages, etc., etc. Now, I don't want to get rid of this one that I'm using right now, but if you double click on something like here, blog publishing, or like the promotion step, like I explained, for example, if I double click on that one, it automatically opens another Chrome instance. And I did it here actually on the other screen. Let me move it over to you with all my tabs in there for the particular purpose. So now if I close it again, see, I still have this and can get them back at any time. Oops, over here, by simply clicking on this little icon here in front. And if I want to update this, I simply open this first, change things in there, like add tabs or remove tabs, etc. And just put this again over here. And then once I'm finished with it, I simply click on this here again, and then promotion, and just click this little icon here, which is to replace this bundle with what I'm currently looking at. So that way you can update and keep them updated. And by the way, with Tab Bundler, I have the free version right now. Here, there's an upgraded option where you can sync online a lot more tabs. Right now in the free one, you can sync 3. Let me just close it actually here because there's a video starting to play in the background. So right now I can save or sync online 3, but you don't need to sync them all. I mean, the syncing is necessary if you use multiple computers and you want to use them on different computers, right? But personally, I'm fine with having those on multiple computers, and the other ones just need to stay on this one computer. I'm fine. So these ones are not synced, but otherwise work the exact same way. So you can click here on research, and it opens up my the windows with different things I wanted to research. Not quite sure what's showing there right now. I haven't used this in a little while. Let me just close this again. So basically, I can quickly get to a bunch of tabs that I want to use without having them all open all the time and using up my RAM of my computer. So what I do in there in the promotions, basically, I have then the links directly to the different sites I'm using. Like if maybe I could have multiple here. I personally use mainly viral mailer sites. I don't use much traffic exchanges. So I have in here many viral mailer sites that I'm using. And then you can see there are 49 tabs that I'm using and that I can send mails out with, right? And you could have multiple of these bundles in here. Have one maybe viral mailers, another one being, for example, traffic exchanges, another one maybe being forums where you want to, do forum posting to get traffic, etc., etc. Like different categories to stay on top and stay organized that way. And if you do it this way, you could also have this one over here in My Resources Easier. Instead of then having them all in here again, you could simply put in here one little category. And then let me just show this one by an example. Let's say put in here, use the, helpful if you can type, the promotions for beginners, promotions, sorry guys, bundle today. So it's a comment, right? And yes, I need to put a URL in there, and then you can put in whatever I want in there. It's maybe I put one of the sites in there. .com, boom. And keep this private, save, boom, and we have it in here. So we have now used the promotions bundle, and probably want to make it a little different so it fits nicer. Or I could put it in the description, have more text available. Maybe I should do that actually. Use the dot bundle today, save. Now, we probably don't need a screenshot on that one. No screenshot, save. So now I have, oops, here we go. You see promotions bundle today. So I have like this little category, so I don't have to have the links all separately in here. So you can do it either directly in here, or just have a comment in here linking you, and then it keeps you on track. You can use this even for to-dos. It doesn't need to be links and resources. The link, yes, you put one in there just to make it work, but you can put like the whole description there. You could have a category in here, which is to-dos, like your to-dos that you want to do, or projects. You spell it like this. And again, private, because that's my private thing. Oh, I guess I just found a little thing. I can't put the, yeah, okay. Another thing I need to fix in here. mental note to myself, I can use this one for sure. Yeah, mental note to myself, I need to escape this one in here. Now, a little bug fix I need to do. Can't use a single quotation mark in there right now. I'll fix this later. But anyway, so now I have to-dos in here. And again, you can just simply put your to-dos in here. Resource name is like task 1. And yeah, you have to put a link in here. Something in there. It doesn't really matter what you put in there at this point. You could link to the task or to the project if you want to, right? And then task 1 description. And by the way, you could put this under private or public. If the resource itself is already set to private, even the public description will not show anymore at that point. So that's fine. You can use either one. If it's private, and by the way, this reddish is showing for private. Like, see, for example, we put this one as a private one. The other one, the grayish ones and blue ones, are public. But again, if the top category itself is private, then the rest inside there will be private as well. On the other hand, if you have a public one like this one, you could add a private resource in there, which is then not shown publicly. You can do that. So basically, private has always higher priority. If the category is private, everything is private. But if the category is public, then you can have private and public resources in there. So that way you can stay organized with these kind of things. So that's it on the My Resource pretty much. Let's move back to the different extensions that I use. So now we already covered one password. We covered Chrome Clipper, or on Firefox, the clippings password, the clippings extension. Then in Chrome, we use the tab bundler. In Firefox, the groups tabs, basically the built-in function. Now, the last extension that I wanted to share with you guys that I use on a regular basis all the time is the viral URL extension. That's the one right here that you see in the back. And if you click on that, that's basically to quickly shorten, cloak, and track your links right from the browser here. So you don't even have to log into a viral URL account to do that anymore. You can just do it right out here. And all you need to do is to put in the right URL that you want to cloak and to shorten and track. And it automatically takes the page that you are at. But you can, of course, update this, change it. You add a keyword. This is optional, but I recommend to do it to keep the links nice and short. So for example, if I want to cloak my resources, I would probably put something like my resources or something like that in there. Or you could like MR, whatever you want to use there. And then the title, again, it also takes automatically the one from the page you add. You can leave it blank, or you can put something in there that's also, again, optional. And you just simply choose if we wanted a short link or a short link or a folder link, your own folder in viral URL. You can choose the S one or your own folder. And then simply click on shorten, track, and cloak link. And then that's it. You get that one. I think MR probably used already before. Let's have a look. Oh, no, I didn't use it. So now this is my new cloak link. Let's copy that to the clipboard. Try it in there. And if I go there, it now automatically loads my resources. Cool, that's it. Now, again, where do you get this one? This is over at Viral Plugin. Let me just quickly go there for you. And we have multiple versions available. Again, this is the Firefox version. And down here, you find a link for the Chrome version. And then there's even an older version of Firefox available, which is basically a Firefox plugin, not an extension. You can use, by the way, the plugin and this is the older one here, the older plugin and the extension at the same time. It gives you different abilities to cloak links. The extension basically has it here in the back and in the extensions area. The plugin would put a little icon like here, right here. And then you can also right-click and then choose it in here if you have the plugin. I personally used to use the plugin all the time, but I so much got used to the extension. That's the only one I'm using right now. But we still have both versions available for anybody who wants it. And by the way, there's also a version available for use within your WordPress blog to monetize your WordPress blogs even more. So that's where you get right over here at vileplugin.com. And like I said, the Chrome version is at /Chrome. And those are the tools and the steps that I personally use to keep on track and keep on, keep everything organized in my business and know what to do next, right? So by the way, if you're this plugin here or this extension here from Valuel has the other advantage, I can go straight and quick to my links and stats in Valuel. I just click on that and it logs me right away in and gets me to the right position there. And then I see my links and the different stats I have on there. Last 7 days here on that one. It's cool. Look for one where there's a bit more going on. Let's see this one, for example. See the last 7 days, or if I click on stats, I get more details like the last month or this year details. Oh, it looks like amazing. Mainly get all my links on in those 2 weeks there, huh? It looks like. Oh yeah, all there. It's a mailing I did probably there. Anyway, so that's something how I can get quickly access to those tools that I'm using on a daily basis. And I hope this helped you to some degree here. Let me just have a quick look if there's any questions that we got in there since we started. But no, it looks quiet right now, which is okay. And yeah, this basically concludes the topic that we wanted to cover today, to stay and how to stay organized. Now, before, and actually let me just quickly stop my screen sharing, go back on camera. There we go. And let's go back to there. Okay, cool. So that concludes this part of the marketing meetup. And I hope it was useful for you. Again, like I said, all those tools are free to use, and I recommend that you take advantage of them. Well, I guess the only one that's technically not free was 1Password or Roboform, but hey, you could use Lastpass if you prefer. I believe they have a free version of that one. And even 1Password and Roboform comes both, I believe, with a free trial that you can check out first to see if you like it, if you want to use it or not. I personally, I mean, I couldn't live without it anymore for all the passwords being unique and secure that way. So one more little bit of housekeeping that I wanted to get out of the way in today's marketing meetup is, and you might have gotten that hint already in that last email that I sent out, it didn't say the monthly anymore. What does that mean? Is it now weekly again, like it used to be in the very beginning, or what's going to happen? Now, the change that I'm going to do is that we're going to switch it to an on-demand program. Now, if you have a particular topic you like to cover, like, for example, when Mario sent a message over, if something like this comes in and it's a great topic to cover, I'll do a marketing meetup specifically on those topics. Or if you are, for example, a site owner with a great service that could provide value to our listeners and our viewers out there, and you want to share this with you, and we can do a joint hangout here together, I'm open to these kinds of things as well. Not necessarily, not necessarily for the purpose of promoting, but if you have something really good, I mean, something useful, free to join, right? I mean, yeah, obviously there's upgrades always available, right? But if you have something, a cool free tool that you want to share, and you want to talk with me about it, then we can maybe do a joint hangout here and share this with the viewers out there. On the other hand, if you have any kind of question in general about your own internet marketing business, as I always offered here, I'm always glad and happy to answer them right here during the marketing meetup. So if you have that, just leave a question underneath here. There's a chat box, a marketing meetup chat right underneath this video. If you're over at imqa.us/M2, that's the homepage of the marketing meetup, so to speak. Simply leave them there, and we'll cover it in a marketing meetup that we schedule right then and there. Might be any particular Tuesday. I usually do them on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. EST, and I want to keep that time and the slot. It's just that we don't gonna have a specific next date now, because it will depend on demand, what demand there is out there. Why am I doing this? Obviously, marketing, doing these meetups for you guys. I mean, it's fun. I like to share my information, my knowledge with you guys, what I know, and help you guys get your internet marketing business up and running and better. And have been doing this now for almost 2 years now. We started in January of 2013, January 2013 it was. That's when I started back then with Aurelius Chin together. And we did it for almost a year, there's 2 of us together, and then I did it for another year on my own now. Every now and then Matt Koshko was as a guest in here, or we had Sterling Valentine in here and others. But now I need to focus more on my own business to get that one growing up and getting stronger again on my own. So what I'm doing now is I'm switching on the on-demand model. And so if you want to hear more, if you want to learn more, a particular topic, any particular question, anything that you want to know more about, let me know. Again, put it in the chat on the bottom, leave a voice message possibly. That's a great way of doing it. And there's a button somewhere on that side there where you can leave a voice message like Mario did. And that for sure gets my attention all the time. And you can also use our help desk over at replytofrank.com. Let me see if I have a link to that one on here. Not yet, but soon. 1 second, let me just grab help desk. There we go. And let's take that here. And then I give you my help desk link on screen as well. Boom, there we go. Does it show it already? I'm not yet seeing it. Maybe it doesn't like that better. Well, for some reason it doesn't update it. I don't know why. Anyway, it's replytofrank.com. REPLY, the number 2, Frank, like FRANK.com. And let me just click on this. Maybe that works. Hey, there we go. Just figured it out. So link right here, replytofrank.com. That's my help desk. If you leave a question there, and if you have a topic suggestion for the marketing meetup, you can leave it there as well. Like I said, in the comments underneath here, at the help desk, in a voice message, however you like. You can leave that message for me, and I'll cover it in a future marketing meetup on a Tuesday at 9 p.m. EST. Which Tuesday will be announced then. And again, I will obviously announce it via email. And on my imqa.us/m2 page, you can also opt in if you want to get a reminder message on those future marketing meetups. And I'm just, I stumbled. I think I forgot to schedule that one for today. Well, I guess hope everybody that wanted to watch this saw it. I sent out a general message to the whole list, so that one went out for sure. Now, okay, so that concludes this December 2nd marketing meetup. And for now, the last scheduled one after almost 2 years. But we'll see if we continue doing this in the future regularly again at some point. As the demand goes up and up again, and business goes a little bit better, hopefully. At that point, I'll turn it into a regular cast. Also, maybe if I find somebody else to do the marketing meetups together with, because it's more fun just with 2 people here co-moderating it or doing it with 2 people live instead of just the one-way discussion. So again, like if you are interested in that one, for example, hey, if you want to do a marketing meetup on some topic, that you're an expert on with me together in the future, let me know. Always an option. Okay, thanks again for being on here. It was great to having you on here live, or like I said, in the replay. And maybe this one that I'm playing now is going to be true. Maybe not the exact date as it says.
Thanks for meeting us in today's session. Share it with your friends. And join us again for the next marketing meetup on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Date to be announced.